Welcome to the Sky Falcons family. I'm your name, and today I'm introducing the longest-serving, most combat-tested, and still actively deployed bomber in the history of aviation. Yes, you heard that right. This aircraft made its first flight in 1952. Over 70 years have passed, and it is still on active duty, still carrying bombs, still striking enemy territory in 2026. Right now, at this very moment. What makes it even more striking is this. This aircraft was used in Operation Epic Fury, the most talked about military operation in the world right now, conducted against Iran. In March 2026, U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, confirmed that B-52s destroyed Iran's ballistic missile infrastructure and command and control centers. So how can an aircraft this old still be this powerful? That's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Watch the entire video, because at the end, I'll explain why the B-52 will keep flying until 2050, and how it's about to be transformed into a hypersonic weapons platform. You won't find this level of detail on any other channel. If you love combat aircraft and you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button in the bottom right corner. This channel was made for you. Let's get into it. 1945. World War II has just ended. America is the most powerful nation on Earth, but now faces a new threat: the Soviet Union. The U.S. Air Force needed a new weapon. Not just a bomber, but one that could fly all the way to Moscow, drop its payload, and return. Without stopping, without using intermediate bases, in a single, continuous flight. Boeing took on the mission. Engineers worked around the clock. Early designs relied on piston engines. But jet engine technology was advancing rapidly, and Boeing made a bold decision. 8 jet engines, swept wings, a revolutionary design. April 15th, 1952. The B-52 took to the skies for the first time. Pilots looking out the cockpit windows couldn't believe what they saw. The aircraft was so massive that the wings sagged under their own weight. During ground tests, wheels had to be fitted to the wingtips because the wings were touching the ground. This giant bird couldn't even walk on the ground, but in the air, it was king. At technical specifications: length, 48.5 meters, wingspan, 56.4 meters, roughly half a football field. Height, 12.4 meters, as tall as a 4-story building. Maximum takeoff weight, 220,000 kilograms, 8 Pratt & Whitney TF-33 turbofan engines. Maximum altitude, 15,000 meters, approximately 50,000 feet. Range, 14,000 kilometers without refueling. That's Istanbul to Los Angeles, non-stop. This aircraft was the Cold War's most powerful weapon. It could carry nuclear warheads. It threatened the Soviets, and it served as a shield protecting NATO. The B-52's combat record is, without question, legendary. No other aircraft has participated in this many wars. Vietnam War. B-52s carried out carpet bombing operations on a scale never seen before in Vietnam. In a single B-52 mission, dozens of tons of bombs were dropped one after another, and forests were wiped out, tunnels collapsed. When the North Vietnamese army heard the sound of a B-52, they ran for shelter, because by the time you saw it, it was already too late. Gulf War. 1991. B-52s were deployed against Iraq. Saddam's armored units were bombed for hours on end. Some Iraqi soldiers said they surrendered because they were running from the sound of the B-52. Bosnia and Kosovo. In the heart of Europe, the B-52 flew missions under NATO command, Iraq and Afghanistan. After 2001, B-52s struck Taliban positions throughout the Afghanistan campaign. They were heavily used against ISIS in Iraq. And now, Iran. 2026. In March 2026, U.S. Central Command confirmed that B-52 Stratofortresses conducted precision strikes against Iran's ballistic missile infrastructure and command and control networks as part of Operation Epic Fury. On Army recognition. According to CENTCOM Commander Admiral Brad Cooper, B-52s continue to carry out dynamic targeting operations, hunting Iran's remaining mobile ballistic missile launchers. 1945. A 70-year-old aircraft, still active, still striking. This is a record unmatched by any other military platform in history. Most people think, why is a 70-year-old aircraft still being used? There's the F-22, the F-35, the B-2 Stealth. Why this old giant? The answer is crystal clear. No aircraft can match the B-52's payload capacity and range at the same time. The B-52's 70,000-pound, roughly 31,500 kilogram, bomb load is surpassed only by the B-1B Lancer. But when it comes to range, no American bomber comes close. It can fly approximately 14,000 kilometers without refueling. With aerial tankers, that range becomes virtually unlimited. In 1945, think of it this way. The B-2 stealth bomber is far more stealthy. But the bomb load it carries in a single mission is half that of a B-52, and its operational cost is significantly higher. The B-52, on the other hand, is like a floating arsenal. It stays airborne for hours. It carries dozens of smart munitions, and it strikes from a distance, from beyond the reach of enemy air defenses, using standoff weapons. That's exactly why, during the Iran operation, the B-52 was the preferred choice for targets that didn't require stealth penetration. Now here's where the real bombshell information drops, and very few people know this. The B-52 isn't just an aging aircraft. It's currently undergoing the largest modernization in its entire history. Rolls-Royce F130 engine, CERP program. In February 2026, Rolls-Royce announced that the new F130 engine successfully completed altitude and operability testing at the U.S. Air Force's Arnold Engineering Development Complex, bringing the program one step closer to flight testing. This engine modernization program is considered one of the most expensive and comprehensive upgrade efforts ever undertaken on a single bomber aircraft. The version receiving the new engine will be designated the B-52J, and this aircraft will continue flying until 2050. That means a child born today will live to see this aircraft retire. Hypersonic weapons platform. The B-52 is being repositioned as an arsenal aircraft, capable of launching hypersonic weapons and deploying drone swarms. Equipped with AESA radar and digital systems, it is being prepared for a service life of approximately 100 years. In 1945. What does this mean? The B-52 will eventually carry hypersonic missiles capable of being used even against China. Flying over the Pacific Ocean from distances it could never approach before, it will be able to launch hypersonic weapons that can reach any point in China within minutes. An aircraft built 70 years ago to counter the Soviets is now becoming home to the most dangerous weapon systems of the 21st century. With the U.S. Air Force's planned retirement date of 2050, the B-52 will achieve a service life that no combat aircraft in history has ever reached. The B-52 Stratofortress. There is nothing else like it in the world. Born in 1952, rained bombs on Vietnam, burned armor in the Gulf War, shook the mountains of Afghanistan, crushed ISIS in Iraq, and now, in 2026, it is leveling Iran's missile facilities to the ground. This aircraft is not a machine. This aircraft is a legend. Some things don't age with time. They only grow stronger. The B-52 is one of them. And let me tell you this, we will soon see the B-52 launching hypersonic weapons, unleashing drone swarms, and possibly flying Pacific missions against China. The story of this aircraft is far from over. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button right now. It means everything to this channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to Sky Falcons. Every week, I produce content at this level covering the F-16, F-35, Su-57, Bayraktar, TB-3, and many more. And if there's a combat aircraft you want me to cover, write it in the comments. I'll feature the most requested one in my next video. See you in the next one. Stay in the skies.